Greetings, y'all. It's Fancy. Welcome to the 48th episode of Theories and Thoughts. Anya should be right back in with me in just a minute. We have been experiencing some technical difficulties. A different case than normal because I was just telling her that my Wi-Fi is super good tonight, so I don't know what's going on. But while giving her a minute to come back in, I'm not gonna touch on the first news topic, but I don't know. I can maybe just stall y'all because look, and then I'm gonna tell y'all because I'm like, this is normally her thing. She leads the news segment, and I'll go along with her, or I'll research stuff as well. But typically she is more informed. I always try to take a different angle, but tonight was not one of those nights. I prepared for that. So did you all get to see the new issue? We released our cover earlier today. You all can let me know in the comments. If you haven't, then I ask that you do check it out. You are able to go and view a preview of it on the website at swagger.net. Okay, you about to come in. I see Anya. I'm trying to bring her in. Y'all, be live, be tripping. It's something about, I'm trying to add her name. I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to kick her out. It was doing this a little before, but it seemed like we had got it situated. So I really thought we had this together. However, look, if you played last week, if you watched last week, we were doing games and so on for our Theories and Thoughts 1 year anniversary. Woo! And we had some questions. Let me get those. So we did our first giveaway, and the first person to win was the first person to say hi, which was Miss Clarissa Lane. Clarissa is also one of the Swagger media correspondents, as well as she was Miss Louisiana Universal 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So Clarissa, I still need your information, hon. Okay. The second question that we asked was, who was our most frequented guest? No one was able to answer this. So if you're a loyal Theories and Thoughts follower, then you know that we've only had one guest on more than once, and he was one of our most favorite guests. We talked about his episode. I'm sorry, I'm not adding your name. I'm gonna take my name down. Look, y'all know that's Anya. I'm sorry. So I did not go into the news segments. I don't know if you were able to see, but I didn't go into the news segments. I just kind of was running by the previous giveaways, and I was only on the second question. So I was just sharing what the second question was and restating it, basically. Okay. But we could go. Do you want to do another question now, or?
So whoever can guess the most frequented guest, you will receive. I should have put all my giveaways up here, and I didn't. And I don't know where it is. Anyway, it is a little pack from the Candy Lady. It's a I don't know what I did.
Oh, it was the chocolates.
Mm-hmm.
The chocolate box.
Right, but I had it. I don't know what to do with it. It's somewhere. Oh, there it is.
Okay, well, I can tell y'all now. I don't have my prizes.
The crazy tonight gonna be a crazy night.
Well, it's the wind down,
so we can wind down, honey. Yes. Okay. So if you can guess who was our most frequented guest, you will receive this. I opened it. I probably shouldn't have opened it. I ain't use it though. But I am wearing the Candy Lady lip gloss, and I am wearing the eyeshadow. I pretty much wear it every week. Y'all know that. Okay, so this is the assorted chocolate. No, this is box of chocolates. Candy. I wear most of all these colors because I like earth tones. And right now, I don't have on any. Yeah, I have on caramel. So that is what you will. Don't worry, my hands are clean. You'll get, if you can guess who our most frequented guest is on the podcast.
And you all can drop your answers in the comments if you think you know.
You have until Friday.
And also, I'm going to come back and like for this evening, I'll be coming back and dropping all the different sponsors websites and Instagrams and things like that. I'm not going to be displaying those tonight either. Just letting you all know so y'all can be on the lookout for those too. So y'all can support.
Yay. So the third question was, who chose the songs on our playlist? So as you guys know, we do have a Spotify playlist now. It is banging. I listen to it almost every day. I've been listening to it almost every day. I actually like your selections. Like, I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's because I still went through and matched them kind of with yours. Because I was like, I want, like, you gotta flow with the music. You know?
Let me tell y'all something. This is, I love Fancy, and this is Friendship Month, so we gonna, you know, me and Fancy are friends for real, in real life. And Fancy was like, let's do a playlist. And I said, okay, let's do it. She's like, well, what's the theme? I'm like, girl, we don't need no theme. Just play the songs that we enjoy. So I would honestly say that if you know us, or if you kind of know, if you watch this podcast, you would get an idea of whose song is which. I truly believe that. Why my face looks so shiny? Every week, y'all, I'm talking about my makeup. Every week, no lie. And she's talking about her hair. That's okay. Y'all know what it is. Theories and thoughts. But Fancy was all in a conniption behind these. So I'm like, girl, just play.
I like stuff to be a certain way. I am very anal, precise. Something I try to be very precise. So it's just like, to me, everything has a theme. Honestly, like my house, you know, just everything has a theme. I don't know. I'm just like that. I like for stuff to coordinate. That's the Libra in me. Like, I'm very visual. I like things to be aesthetically pleasing, or in this instance, you know, I don't know. What's the word? Audibly pleasing. Is audibly a word? I don't know. But we're going to roll with it tonight. So do you want to go into the news topics now?
Yeah, we can go into the news topics. We do have 2 other questions, but we can go into the news topics.
Okay, I just didn't know we were going to like break them, you know.
Yeah, we can break them up. So what's going on? So what's new, fans? Y'all know we normally kind of get an idea of what's going on before.
I had about forgot. I did tell them. I asked if anyone had saw the new issue because you know I'm the cover.
That's my friend.
And Anya actually interviewed me, so it was like really cool to be able to share this experience with you. Most people don't know that this is actually my second time being on the cover. The first time I wasn't as well known. I'm not gonna say I'm still all that known now, but this. Like a lot of people were saying, oh, you should have used the photo with you smiling. And I chose that photo because like I'm really in kind of a nice for what mode. Because we went through hell trying to secure a cover this last time. Like it ran over a year, and it was just really crazy because there was people that when I choose a cover, it's someone that I admire, So when you have all the people that you admire kind of like, you're not big enough. I was just kind of like, so that's kind of like a little sharing about that to you all. That's the backstory of the cover. But it was also just so much has changed in the past few months. So I was like, you know what? I'm ready for this. So, and I've been happy to see people buying issues on the website. Like initially, this morning I was really having a lot of anxiety. I had to like clean myself to exhaustion. But Anya gave me a good word and I really needed that because I know like a lot of people wouldn't have understood that anxiety that I had in it this morning. So
well, that's how we kind of flow off of each other. As I always say, you are one of my best friends. You're one of my confidants. And I kind of understand because when I'm in a rut, you're one of those people that I'm like, well, Fancy, this is going on. But it was so, interviewing you was fun. I'm going to say that. It was fun because I know Fancy, but if you know me as an interviewer, I'm that person that wants the audience to know who you are. Yes, you have all this going on, but who is the person? Because that's what I like. I like to know who this person is. So I was asking Fancy questions. She was like, oh, that's a good question. And it made me feel good because she was like, That's a good one. I never thought about that in different things. So I appreciated you allowing me to, because you could have allowed someone else to. We could have had someone come out from the outside to come and interview you. So being a journalist, and your friend, many of you guys know, Fancy is the reason why I'm a journalist now. I started off as a brand ambassador for the company, for Swag Her. I was just reposting, and one day she just asked me, it was you or Jamel? I think it was you.
It must have been Jamel, because I feel like Jamel kind of introduced us, like he was kind of the connection.
It could have been.
So I think it was him.
Not knowing that I was a writer, told me if I ever want to write, and that's how Fancy and I got to knowing each other. So it's been a blessing to be on this ride with you for these 10 years, for not the whole 10 years, but 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah,
it's been such a blessing, and I've learned so much under you. And I always go back, whenever I think about our friendship, I think about that picture. Last year, Fancy had a speaking engagement, and I was helping her with her hair. And my niece, Chloe, caught the picture. And it was pretty much, I always think of it as sisters bonding, queens, helping one another without having to say, I did that. I don't have to come on live and say, oh, I helped her with her hair and this, that, and the other. It was just a beautiful moment. And we had a beautiful moment that whole trip. So
yeah,
that was really good. So, anything else that's going on besides that?
I'm just glad to finally be about to send this issue to print. It's been a very long process, even just the creation of it, but we really upgraded a lot of things. So I'm just thankful and blessed, for the support, as well as for the support from my advertisers and their patience, because that really means a lot. But what's going on with you? What's new?
Well, what's new? I got my hair done.
Yeah.
Y'all know on the logo, the fro is me. I don't know if y'all caught that. The fro is me, and the locks is Fancy. And as y'all know, I'm always switching up my hair. Hey, Sharona, I'm sorry. She been say hello.
Yeah, I was meaning to say something. We can't show the comments tonight, Sharona. We might lose on you again.
What's going on? Just excited about the new issue. Excited about that. Excited about my new role in Swag Her. Earlier, you guys know that I used to be the managing editor. Now I am more working with marketing outside of the magazine, just working on ways to promote Fancy and the magazine. That's my core job. Finding places for placement and different things so our advertisers can be noticed more. Working on my business. Sharona has, we always shout out Sharona. Sharona is she's always on every week. She'll be like, I was on for a little bit, but I came on. She's one of our biggest supporters. And Sharona has a hairline coming out. So we're working on that. So I'm working on pretty much 2 brands, trying to get marketing and different things, finding places, placement and everything. So working with her on that. I'll be 40 next year. And I'm working on a shoot for that. So life is just busy. Love life. I was telling Fancy I'm back on Bumble because I got off, y'all. It's exhausting. But I think I'm really open to love. I'm open to someone who understands me. Someone who gets it, who understands that I may not be available all the time, but when I'm available, you have my time, So I'm really open to that. I was talking to one of my guy friends last night, and he happens to be poly. And during our conversation, he always say he's gonna take me out on a date. Even he don't have a girlfriend now, but when he had a girlfriend, he would say he's gonna take me out on a date. It was never, I wanna sex you. I mean, he'll say that, but it's always been, I want to take you out on a date. And so last night I was like, why you always say you're gonna take me out on a date? You make it a point that you're gonna take me out on a date, even though we're just friends or whatever. We're not looking to date. And because I'm not poly, I'm not sure I'm my man. That part.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this whole story. So okay, so what's his point?
The point was, he just was like, because you're different. he was like, I hold you to a different regard than other women. And it made me think, because yesterday in Bible study, we were talking about Adam and Eve. And the story of Adam and Eve, I know, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm long-winded. I'm going to wrap it up real quick, put in a nice little bow in it. Right before I went to go hang out with him, we were talking about Adam and Eve in Bible study. And a woman is a life. Like, we give life to a man. We're such a gift. And a lot of women don't realize that. And I've realized that I'm a gift, that I'm not going to be snotty and arrogant about it, but you got to come at me a certain way. And for him to tell me that, he's like, you're different. Like, I can't treat you like the other women. So that made me feel, okay, you know, that put that battery in my back. Because now I'm like, yup, come at me different, boo, because I ain't her. So, you know, that helped with the whole dating aspect, that I'm not tripping, that I'm different, you know, that men recognize that, but they're going to try it. So that's what's going on, girl.
Okay. And I even started saying, okay, I'm sorry. It was just, I didn't really know where the story was going. You know, oftentimes when I'm listening to people, I'm like already ahead of them in the story. So I was kind of waiting. Not like that, not to be saying like that, but I was just like, okay, so what is she saying? But I don't know, I guess, like, and I know that you are different. I'm not knocking that. I just kind of question people, I guess, to a certain extent. Because, like, what's different about, you know, I'm just curious.
Well, what's different is I carry myself a different way.
No. What's different about him saying, you know, because, so he normally doesn't take other women on a date? You think?
Maybe he do, but he's not. He handles me differently. Like, he handles me more gentle. That was the word he said. He's like, I'm delicate when I deal with you. And I have friends that's like that. Like, they're like, I can never touch you. Like, I got to be delicate. I got to come at you a certain way. I got to deal with you a certain type of way. You're a different type of woman. So I just truly believe that God lets people see who you are, and they know not to touch you.
Okay.
That's just my.
I'm not knocking. Look, I'm not knocking it at all. I just said, okay. It's just like, you know, just kind of like snapped. I'm like, okay, so I get what you're saying. I was just kind of curious though, you know, because I've had so many men say I was different, and I'm like, you know, really, it didn't mean much, and that's why I was just curious, like, why did that kind of stand out to you, you know?
Because I know that he's poly and he can have sex with whoever and deal with whoever. But for me, it's not a sex thing. It's more of a...
Okay, so it's the... Okay. I like it.
And men call me different, but they don't treat you different. He calls me different and treats me different.
And that's another good point. Okay.
Right. You know, the actions meet the words meet the action.
Oh, that's
Moving on to our news topic. Governor Newsom signs a new law prompted by Kobe Bryant helicopter crash, making it a crime for first responders to take photos of the deceased at accident or crime scenes. So I was like, people taking pictures of dead people? Yeah, I don't even want to be around dead people. How the hell are you taking pictures of them? Like, that's so morbid. Who does that?
Well, and someone does do it, because there was I think he was like the campus police or something, maybe in California. There was a case of a young lady that was in college that was killed by, I think, like an ex that was stalking her, and he did, I think, show some of the photos to the witnesses. Like, they must have taken photos and showed them to the witness, and she was an attractive young lady. She was on the track team. So I'm thinking this might be something, you know, that's actually kind of common, because people can be weird, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's, and then also, yeah, I was about to say, also, just knowing that Vanessa Bryant got on them, you know, I think she can make things move. So
I just think that you cryptic if you taking pictures of dead bodies at the crime scene. I mean, yeah. And just showing it to people. Now, if you need to take pictures for evidence and, you know, to enter in court and everything, you know, that's different. But, you know, we're not doing that. That's not what we're doing. So, anything else on that?
No. Well, they probably be selling them too, though.
Especially,
yeah.
Anyway, more crazy news. Grand jury suggests case was misrepresented to the public on the Breonna Taylor case. So they will be releasing the transcript of deliberation for the grand jury trial. The jury says that it wasn't an option to indict the other two officers who fatally shot Breonna. Interesting. The jury is asking to speak publicly. He's only representing, so he's represented by a lawyer right now. He says that they were only given an option to present possible charges to Brent Henson, who was fired in June, whose shots actually hit the neighbor's wall.
So it's one person that's like basically trying to bring more things to light. Is that right?
No, it's one of the jurors. The juror could not stand listening to the general, what's that guy named? The black guy.
Daniel Cameron.
No, his sorry ass. The juror could not handle Daniel keep saying that justice was serving all these different things. That they did everything that they were supposed to do or whatever. So he went to a lawyer. He got a lawyer and said, hey, I don't appreciate this. So what he's doing is he went to the lawyer to ask the judge, can he speak on the case without precedence, and ask for the transcript to be released. So the public can see that they weren't given that option to convict the two that did kill her. They were only given an option to indict that one who shot the wall.
Okay, so yeah, he's trying to bring more to the light then. I mean, I don't know if he feels like justice was served or not. I'm gonna have to look more into that because I've been seeing it, but I've just I didn't read it. I just knew that people were already like Tamika Mallory and them were wanting the transcripts released. My son, like, he was doing post for post asking for the transcripts to be released, but I figured it'd be something there, but I didn't realize it was a juror that's making the headlines right now. So that's kind of interesting.
Yes, it is. And I understand why, because it's one of those things. Don't put that on us. Don't put that on us. Don't make it seem like we didn't do justice. We did what we were supposed to do. We indicted him on shooting. And the problem was, the reason why he was fired was because how reckless he came in.
Yeah.
So that's why he got indicted. But he's planning to do not guilty, of course.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine, especially when you see the other people that was with you just walking. Like, no, there's no way. No. Because I mean, it only makes sense, but of course, I still feel like all of them should be held accountable. All of them should be.
Right,
but I just understand, like, no, it ain't no way he about to be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take responsibility and everybody else walking away free. No.
Right.
Most people don't have that type of morality. Maybe.
Listen, so that is our news subject for today. Fancy, what is our sponsor?
So our first sponsor is Love Serenity Wellness. Love Serenity Wellness is owned by Shawnee Palmer. It's a company that provides natural, chemical-free hair, body, and skin products. Within this company, Shawnee incorporates her talents in the mental health sector by also providing books and consultation services that aid in healing, understanding, and gaining wisdom that guides individuals to fulfill their true purpose in life. So you all can check her out. I'm about to drop her links below. And yes, so that's, again, Serenity Wellness. And let me be also spelling this out. I'm sorry, since we're trying to do workarounds tonight. But it's Love Serenity Wellness, LOVE and AND, Serenity, SERENITY, Wellness, WELLNESS, and it directs you to a specific link, so you can go to Mindshift, like /Mindshift, MINDSHIFT. Oh, and her Instagram is also Love and Serenity Wellness, all one word, spelled out exactly as it said.
Yep. So as you guys know, tonight is the wind down. I didn't finish my little cup. It wasn't full though. It wasn't full. I had it about right there with wine.
Oh, I still have some left. I didn't really pour much either, because I had already for one, I haven't ate, but I had already kind of started drinking early because it's been a long day. It's been a long month. But that is so cute though. Oh, and it has a
one of the artists that I did the listening party for, I had went to the event for her, Alexis Finley, and they gave us this.
That's cute.
I thought that was like really cute. I was like, I'm gonna ask Nikki, can we do these for our this is for us? Who knows?
That'd be nice.
I am drinking, of course, one whole wine, sparkling rosé. Real quick, sorry. Is floral wild berry pimpin' apple. Pairs well with smoked salmon, strawberry salad, hammocks, and giggling. And this wine bottle is to fund healthy meals to help in hunger. So you guys know how to find me to buy some of my wine. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So as you guys know, this is the wind down. So we're gonna go through each week what we talked about and things that may have caught our attention or what have you. So on week 1, it was our check-in, self-care. We talked about because so much is going on, COVID, civil unrest, and everybody's mental is just
I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't know if he was pausing or I was looking down. Sorry, you ready?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just thinking when you said COVID, and then I was also thinking that particular one also was right after the passing of Chadwick Boseman as well. So that was just something that came to mind. Like that was something that really shocked a lot of us. I think it was actually like late August, but early September. So it just kind of rolled over. And it's crazy how we're still seeing like all the different ways that it seemed like he prepared for his passing. And it is just I'm so amazed by that. See, have you been following like the different stories and stuff people have been sharing?
Yes, I seen that he gave one of his white co-hosts money. He gave
like some of his pay.
Yeah. He was a private person, and I don't think he would be happy that all this stuff is coming out, but it does bring us into the life of who he was. I seen this white woman say, oh, he was making more than her, how the injustice, and I'm like, shut up. Like, go sit down. I'm sick of people.
Is that how it came out though? Because
somebody made a post.
Oh, so somebody else, not the same one he shared the pay with.
No.
Oh, okay. Just trying to understand, because I do believe he was private, but I also think he was building a legacy. Like you can't build a legacy and be quiet like that. You know, like if it's a legacy, how else do we know? You know, how else do we know that the legacy was being built if it wasn't being shared? So I saw like poems that he sent people and just different little things, or you know, just how his life just seems so full circle. Even now I'm just still getting kind of emotional to think about it, because that was like that. I don't think we got to really talk as much about that during that check-in, but that was really why I was really eager to do the check-in, because it was a lot to process, but it was like almost like a beautiful passing in a way to me. You know, he controlled it, like, and that's something that we often can't do, and it's something that a lot of people seem to have a fascination with, like being able to control their death. And he said he was like he really made preparations, and the fact that he looked out for his wife, like that right there alone was really big. But also just when you look at how different people begin to share how they first connected with him and then how they came back into his life. That was so beautiful. You know, who was it? Like Angela Bassett, what's his name? Denzel Washington. I think even what's her name from How to Get Away with Murder? I think she even kind of shared something. Somebody else.
Viola Davis.
Yeah, maybe her was somebody else. But it was just like so amazing listening to these stories. Like, yeah, it just kind of gave me an idea. Okay, I really.
Angela was like, he was her tour at college, and you know, they were working on the same thing. I often wonder whenever I go to funerals, this may seem morbid, how people will remember me. I'm not the best person, but I feel like I'm an honest and I'm a great person, you know? I'm doing a prayer journal, and one of the questions was, what is one of the things that you cherish about yourself? And what I put was, my love is pure. I'm pure when I love on people. I'm very genuine with my love and what I'm giving. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that people see that in my passing. When people have great things to say and nobody has nothing, I mean, I'm sure somebody has something bad to say, but when it's nothing but great things from people who are great, you know,
yeah,
is that I don't want people to be sad when I pass, but I want to be able to leave a mark. And I think that I know he made a mark. He made a mark on so many people, even the children, just to know that he was going through chemo and surgeries doing Black Panther, you know, and he will be missed. He would definitely be missed. I know his family is really feeling it, so we got to keep them in our prayers. And I'm like you, it's just the little things that he did. And if we can just think of those little things, you know, we don't always have to, and he makes us realize that we don't always have to share everything. And I'm one of those people think I share everything, but I really don't. I don't share everything, but I share enough. So, you know.
Yeah. So
our next week was Libra of our children's story. If you missed that, honey, you missed a lot of gems. That was week 2. Libra talked about her purple and green gala, which was last weekend in Atlanta. From that, me and Fancy decided we're going to probably be on the lookout. We're going to start doing sponsoring a fundraiser for a nonprofit here in the near future. I love Libra just on the fact that, you know, as she said, one of the things that I loved about her was she said that nobody else was going to give her the information. She had to go and get it. My mom always told me, if they say they sent the man to the moon, you go and research if they sent that man to the moon. She used to tell me that, investigate everything. So people get upset when I Google everything, or I'm like trying to make sure with everything. It's not me really making sure that what they're saying is correct. It's really me just
like to confirm stuff for yourself.
Confirming things. A lot of times. My mom used to tell me that. And that's what it seemed like Libra was saying. And she said that a lot of people said that Black women can't do business. And she wanted to change that stigma. And I love every part of that. I even have a shirt that says, not, you know, scratched out angry Black woman. Because we're not angry all the time. Why? Jay even made a post saying that Black women are not angry. We're frustrated, you know?
Mm.
I have the post somewhere around here. Anyway, but whenever a Black woman raises her voice or decides to, you know, challenge someone, it's always a negative connotation, when in actuality that's not really what it is. So I loved everything about Libra. They have a center now. If you guys want to give, they have a center that help. I'm sorry, I didn't even say what she does. Our Children's Story is a nonprofit that helps special needs families in the Atlanta metro area, but she helps out all across the U.S. Am I correct, Fancy?
Yeah. They do a lot of different. Well, they provide a lot of different resources, and I think the name of the center is like the Virtual Cafe, and it sounds like, from what I gathered, that the children can come there, like they can do their virtual learning there at the center with them, you know, which I think is really cool. But Yeah, I love Libra because I don't think I've ever saw anyone like fight for the special needs community while also making it such a beautiful space, like an interesting space. I actually tuned in and I watched the gala because it was virtual this past weekend, and it was so good. Like the stories, and I didn't get to finish, and I was kind of moving around at the same time, but I was like, I want to make sure that I log on. And she never disappoints. They had like an African dancer, and there was this one guy, I think his name was Derek Dixon. And y'all, when I say his story was so powerful, because he adopted a special needs son. And he was just saying, like, people thought he was crazy. Like, why would you do this? And he was like, that was like his goal. It wasn't, oh, he adopted his son and he found out later on. He was like, he knew that they needed love as well. And so I think he said his son is like 20 or 21 now. And he was also just saying how he's trying to step in and bridge the gap, because oftentimes when men, discover that their kids might be special needs, they may not stick around, because
Right.
it is. And so just like, but here he is, I think he said he has either 3 or 5 sons now. I don't know if all of them are special needs, but the oldest one, I know, like, he really spoke of him. And his story, like, just had me in tears. I think everybody probably was in tears that was watching. It was just so good. But to see a man, because again, we do all these events for empowerment and we do not see our men there. And then to see a Black man there who has not only, and so obviously if the son is 20 to 21, he's had him for some years. You know what I mean? Like, he's put a lot of time into this, but just, he knows the community. But it was another thought I had with that. But it was a great event, and the prizes were so good. Like, they did a silent auction and they had brought the different sponsors in and everything. So yeah, I love Libra, but also I just want to tell you about the gala, because the gala always, she never disappoints, and even at one point, like last year, I think the DJ had cerebral palsy. I can't remember his name, but I think it was the same one. But it was just like a joke she had made at one point, because she was waiting on the music. They even had the DJ, on the virtual party, or the virtual gala, and she was like, I guess she was wondering what was going on with him, but then she was just like, he said he waiting on me, and she was like, boy, play the music. But it was just the funniest thing, just kind of like the vibe. The vibe was just so good, even virtually. So I definitely, encourage you all to check out our children's story.
Definitely. She's become one of my favorite charities. So that point. Week 3 was Fancy interviewing me on my PCOS story. It was great. Last year we did a whole month. We did monthly. I just didn't have the time. It kind of caught up to me, just trying to educate on PCOS. I'm grateful that we took out the time to talk about PCOS, because PCOS, every time I talk about it, I find more and more women who have it. And we don't talk to one another, so we don't know how we're dealing with it, And PCOS can be very, because you deal with anxiety, you deal with depression, you have all these things, all these internal things. I remember being a part of a group, as I said, and women were just like, I am so upset that I cannot handle my mood swings. They're like, I'm so mean, I don't know why. And you don't know what's wrong with you. You don't understand what's bothering you, what's hurting, And thank you for taking the time out to learn more about it. Also, because you could have said no. When we have topics on here, we both agree on it, y'all. So, being my partner in crime, and even even wanting to know more about it, because then you know more about me. So that was a blessing.
Yeah, that really, I learned a lot, and it's crazy because you and I have discussed PCOS so many times before. It seems like it. Then you've even done you did the segments last year, and the thing is, it's like I learned something new each time, but I really just enjoy us as Black women talking about health either way, because it's so much more out there. I was actually looking at this live with our Black Party, and they had I think her name is Vanessa from Girl Trek. And they actually, like, I discovered that I interviewed them years ago, possibly around the time when I first started the magazine. But they were saying they're like the biggest nonprofit organization focused on Black women's health. That's a walk-in organization. You know, I mean, of course they do more because they're trying to do something now like this mass prayer day and planting seeds. It sounds really good. But my point is just our health. I just think like we're now just really begin to start really take agency over our health as Black women, you know, because before we just kind of believe people with whatever it is they said, and that's kind of how we were brought up. That's how our mothers were brought up. If the doctor said it. Now, even though, then let me ask you this, because even with what you just you said that about your mom, did your mom ever like tell you to with your health, did she ever, you know, like encourage you to get second opinions or anything?
You know my relationship with my mother. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll
tell you offline what she told me. Okay. Well, here's the thing. With PCOS, I don't think she ever did a deep dive on that. It was.
Well, I just mean like in general. You know what I mean? Like not even with PCOS, but it just occurred to me like within the Black community, we don't really just be like, oh, go see somebody else and just make certain that's right. You know.
And she definitely don't discuss her health either. And let me stop here real quick. 1 second. I encourage you to talk to your kids about what health issues you have, because when your kids go to the doctor, they're going to ask what's going on with your parent. And if they don't know what's going on, they don't know how to do preventive care. I'm all about preventive care, and I think the older I get, the more holistic ways I'm looking for stuff like. I thought I had them up here. Like in the morning times, I have allergy issues. And even though I'm taking allergy medicine, it still bothers me. I do have them. I have my oils. This is my tea tree. And this is my happiness. This is my energizing oil. I have essential oils and I put it in my humidifier. And it helps. I'm looking for more holistic things. So if you tell me what it is, I can help myself more holistically.
Right. And I'm
stop that.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And actually my brother and I were talking about like just compiling a list, just because, you know, as I've been dealing with more health stuff, like we do need to know and just to remember, but also I look at it the same way for my kids to know. And so as I'm discovering more about myself, I'm also updating them. And I realized like at first I was kind of sharing something with them and they were just kind of sitting there like, okay, why you tell us, you know, okay, does that mean you're gonna die? Okay, all right then. And I'm like, no, but I just want you to, you know, I came back. It was maybe a day or so later because it hit me like you told them that because you need for them to know the risk, you know, like you said, to practice preventive health. So I came back and they were just like still kind of like, okay, but at least now they know. So I do think that that's really important as well. And I'm also about, you know, holistic health. I take like a lot of different vitamins and like a lot of I'm trying to think of the best words. Not because like I started taking some B complex for my energy, like supplements, but it's also something else. A lot of natural, like black mecha root and things like that, you know. So I don't have anything
to get on that because I bet that helps. I want to start doing elderberry.
Yeah, I want to get some too, especially with the flu season approaching. I want to know if people are going to get flu shots or not, because you know, they keep saying that the main thing is nobody's telling us how to boost our immune system. And elderberry is one thing that people always suggest, and it's good for colds. So
yeah, I usually get a flu shot every year. The reason why is because my allergies are so out of control that I'd rather not deal with the flu. I very rarely get the flu. Whenever I get the flu shot, I was thinking about getting it again this year, but my thing would be if they're going to add this COVID thing and then later tell us that it was a part of some of the flu shots. That's just my conspiracy.
No, I actually did kind of consider that, and then also I haven't taken a flu shot in years.
Really?
I'm really nervous about anything that they're pushing. I'm just being honest, you know. So I'm just trying to keep my immune system up and proceed from there. But black mecha root is also supposed to be good for like fertility and things like that. So that's one reason why I was just taking it. I'm just, you know, just in case.
Yeah, I don't need no fertility.
Well, look, I mean, I'm not. It's really kind of not going to use for me either. But hey, just in case.
I mean, you know, when him come, we might discuss that. But I'm pushing 40. I don't know. We might just have to love on his kids, honey. Love on his kids. Moving on. Our 1 year anniversary was last week. The actual date was it Thursday? I think I messaged you and told you this was our actual date, but we celebrated on last Tuesday. And as you guys know, we threw out some questions. So the final 2 questions was, name 2 platforms you can find TAT. And the gift for that one is this beautiful polish. I'm sorry, if a man wins, he can give it to his woman, or we can find him a gift for a man. But this is it. I love this polish. It is lustful in the flesh. I actually bought this polish before. I really like, that was like my favorite one of Demi Blue. You can also learn a lot more about Demi Blue polish in a new issue. I did do an interview on her. The next question is, why did we start TAT? So you will get a gift from Nola Baby Body Butter. We're always talking about them. That's Sharona's business. I'm not gonna act like whatever. But I absolutely love, this is my favorite, but I didn't get you this. This is not the one. This is Rosemary Mint. It stays right here on my desk because I use it for my hands. Especially because we have to wash our hands so much, but because my hands, I don't like my hands dry. I prefer it on my hands then. I use it on my body when I need to, don't get me wrong, but I mainly use it on my hands. But you'll be getting body butter and you'll get a scrub. So you can always find in our caption, the reason why we started this podcast, I want to say it's in our caption, is the flyer has the different entities where you can find the Reason Thoughts podcast. The most frequented guest, baby, he's a favorite amongst the women. I gave it away. I gave a part away. Sorry, I didn't even pay attention.
Well, we had 7.
Huh?
And a lot of them were favorites.
Yeah. So that's a book from Miss Veronica. No, the most frequenting guest is the Candy Lady Eyeshadow. The podcast. Bless your soul with that podcast. I'm telling y'all, that podcast is hitting on everything in life. The playlist. Sorry. I said the podcast. Sorry. So the playlist is hitting on everything in life. I absolutely adore the playlist. They got some good songs on there. You can listen to it. You can just kind of ride to it. I'm telling you, there's some great music on there. I think we did our thing on that one.
Because I missed you.
Veronica book. What you say?
No, I was just gonna say, I remember I messaged you asking about a song that was on there. So it is really good, and I think I like to listen to music when I'm getting ready for stuff. So I think it's good for that too. Just letting y'all know, you're looking for a little boost when you go out or you preparing for something, and check it out.
Mm-hmm. So that is it for our wind down, talking about our different topics of this month. I hope you guys enjoyed this month's topics. We try to bring people to you, as you know, that different things in the community, things that affect us, things that you may want to know, news that you can use. That's very important to us. Next week, we actually have Brittany Bogus. How do you say her name? Bogus.
That's how I read it, but I don't know.
Her dad used to be, her dad was an NBA player. But we're going to discuss domestic violence and the different things that she has going on. So we're really excited because she has a lot of things going on. She's really built her business. Her name is, I'm about to see if I can, maybe she sent it to me wrong. Yeah, Muggsy's daughter. Muggsy, I can't pronounce. Sorry. Muggsy, y'all know him. He played in the NBA. His daughter, she'll be on with us next Tuesday. So y'all be in tune. We have some great people coming next month. We have someone talking about dealing with grief, because we do understand that COVID has taken a lot of family members, and just social injustice has also. So we're going to be talking about dealing with grief, how to handle grief. You'll never stop grieving over someone. I just totally believe that, if it's someone who affected your life, and with so many great icons leaving us, we need to learn how to deal with that grief. So that's going to be an awesome topic. And also next month we'll be talking about why making movies and plays that we can relate to, why is that important for the Black community. So those are some of the topics that we'll be talking about next month. I hope you guys tune in, because it's going to be we got some great guests coming. Honestly, we have some really great guests coming. Go ahead, Fancy.
Okay, so our second sponsor for the evening is the Regal Phoenix. I'm dropping their links now. I was getting that ready. So the Regal Phoenix was created from a place that CEO Sharena Loggins calls her rock bottom season. During her toughest time, she found herself still buying and gifting crystals to her friends and associates who needed to begin a healing process, or were starting to explore the metaphysical realm. The shop offers crystal prescriptions for issues such as anxiety, weight loss, fertility, lack of money, lack of sleep, and more. It also provides popular metaphysical supplies such as white sage, Florida water, incense, and intention candles. The products were birthed from crystal prescriptions and rituals Sharena used to pull herself out of her postpartum depression, lose 60 pounds, and change her finances entirely around. And so Sharena is actually one of our clients, but she's also in a marketing group that I'm in. So I'm like, it's been really cool. Like, that's kind of like my marketing assistant now. But also, I love her boutique. So before, I've just kind of been like dibbling, dabbling, trying to find different holistic boutiques that I like, or metaphysical that I like. But I'm definitely going to be checking Sharena out, and I think you all should too, because she has some really cute sets. I've been kind of seeing her posting, and she's even doing tutorials, like sharing how to use her products. Like she has a really cool sage spray, and she was telling us that if you don't like smoke, then you should use a spray. You can use it in your car. You can use it when you're traveling. So I invite you all to check her out, and her website is theregalphoenix.com. That's www.theregalphoenix.com, the Regal Phoenix. And then the Instagram is the exact same way spelled out as it is said.
That sounds amazing. I know a lot of people that are into crystals.
Yeah. As
always, the Theories and Thoughts tumbler, I wanted to say the water tumbler because that's what I use it for all the time. Yeah. It sell for $35. They're very sturdy. You can also get your name on the back. I use mine daily, honey.
Yeah, I think we've had our tumblers about a year now.
That's what I was about to say.
So they're gonna show that they're durable, because I still be using mine. And I use mine for my water too. And like I said, you even came back and said it. I don't know if you remember me first saying it. Like, it seems like you could drink more water when you're drinking out of the tumbler. Like you're not as conscious of it.
Right, especially when I'm home. When I used to be in the office, I used to have another water bottle. But now that I'm home, I find myself just filling it up, just drinking it. Drinking it. And it's a really good thing. And I'm gonna see if we can get some of these. Okay. As Fancy discussed, we do have the new normal issue coming out. Fancy is on the top. Fancy is on the cover, looking all good in that yellow, honey. Yes.
Yeah, so let me go and drop the link, because I need y'all to buy these pre-sales. And actually, I wanted to give you all a code, but I was listening to a training before we started the podcast, because I was trying to get y'all a code to take maybe a little something off. I don't know. I might come back and do something in the comments and let just for the TAT tribe. Also, guys, don't forget to sign up for our newsletter. Like, we haven't started sending it out, but it's about to be starting. So I've been seeing quite a few people sign up, but let your homegirl know. So, because it's also good to know, like, you just listed everyone that's going to be for next month, but this way you can kind of stay abreast. You can catch the replays and everything. So we're getting that together also.
Right. And as you guys know, we created this because it was a lot of things that Fancy and myself was talking about, and that was so prevalent in the Black community that we said, you know what, we need to be talking about this on a larger platform, not just between us. So that is. I wanted to talk about the color yellow, because yellow is on the front cover, and how much it just goes with what's in the content. So it's happiness, optimism, enlightenment, creativity, sunshine, and spring. Positivity, clarity, remembrance, intellect, honor, loyalty, joy, freshness, personal power and fulfillment, abundance, courage, and self-confidence. I feel like you embodied all of that on that front cover. I mean,
okay, thank you.
You was just getting it, honey. Again, and it's not just because you're my friend. I'm not biased, because I would have told her I don't like the picture.
Yeah. You would have told me.
I would have told her I don't like the picture. It would have been another conversation. But I absolutely adore the picture, and I think, as you said, it's like everything that we've gone through now, now what? And as working with marketing it and everything, something that you said, and let me just bring it up real quick. You said that it embodies the fact that entrepreneurs have to do it themselves now.
Yeah.
You have to
realize that the tables have turned, for a lot of us though. And that's like really another reason kind of for the smug too, because it's just like amazing to see how the tables have turned. So, I mean, throughout this time, it's kind of like, and I talked about this before, but just how there was a shift, I feel like, and I feel like it's still kind of taking place, but COVID caused a shift. And I feel like a lot of us that were the underdogs, like we move it on up. Like this is our season.
Doing everything right. You are already doing this stuff that these other people have to now learn.
That's our advantage.
Right. So, and it's 10-year anniversary and the 30th issue with the editor-in-chief Francesca Felder on the cover. We have Naya Hill of Black and Blended. That was an awesome interview. That was my interview too, huh?
Yeah.
Come on, James.
Yeah, you had a lot of stuff in there.
Editorial photography by Smile for Mika. I wanted to make sure we put all these, shout outs. MUA, Lotus Love BR. She did an awesome job. Mika did an awesome job as well. Graphic and design, Ricardo Santiago. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Of course, we've already said I did the cover story. Marketing by Jermel Robinson. So if you would like to be a client of Swagger Magazine, you guys contact him, jrobinson@swagger.net.
I'm putting it in the comments.
Sponsor Box Office 7 Studios. If you would like Fancy to be on your show or something like that, or interview her, contact me, ARNYA@ladyceo.com. Lady spelled with the ILADI, CEO.com, and we can make that happen. Fancy, did you put where they can get the pre-sale in the comments as well?
Yep, it's all in the comments.
Okay, you guys, I'm telling y'all, this is a new day for Swagger. Fancy, real quick, where do you see us in 10 more years?
Ooh, look, a well-known network. I'm thinking like BET or something. Revolt. I don't know, but much bigger than this. Complex health.
Yeah, I agree. And people, I post on my page the other day, whenever I send out interview requests and people just ignore it, later on, we're finding importance in your brand right now, but you don't find importance in us. But when we become a bigger brand, when, I'm not upset about it, but here's the thing, when we become a bigger brand and you're knocking at our door and we have other people that we're looking at, don't get upset then. That part. Anywho, any final words, Fancy?
No, guys, just check out the issue. Like, I greatly appreciate it, and I appreciate all the other support as well. And just thank you all. I forgot to mention this though. This is also my 3rd year anniversary from leaving my job. So, this has been like a lot of anniversaries. Yeah. Awesome. It's not the exact date. It was this month, and I forgot. Like, that's just how busy I've been. I've been.
Full-time editor-in-chief, living off the magazine. Nothing's wrong with that. Living off your business. Okay, because we all wish to be able to do that. Maybe one day I'll be able to.
You know you will.
That's why I got so many irons in the fire. You can find me, Lady CEO, Lady LIDI.CEO on Instagram. My email address is ladies Arnya ARNYA at LadyLIDICEO.com. Miss Dane's Boutique. Tonight I have on one of our shirts because I felt like it was so important since we were talking about 10 years. Our stories, our struggles, our success. When Fancy came up with that, I just absolutely adored it, and I felt like it really spoke to the narrative of Swag Her Magazine because we want to tell your story.
Right.
What at us?
All right. Well, y'all know I don't share my handles. Just follow me. Find me or something. Follow the magazine. But thank you all for tuning in. Bye, September.
Bye, September.